Detroit Lions at home, nice and rested up for the second half of their season, facing off with the Minnesota Vikings for the first time this year. The Vikes back from Hollywood. Week 8 sort of started like Week 7 ended, right, Skoll?
And that pass is picked off. Rodgers, no stranger to interceptions, gets another one. Touchdown.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Moves up third down.
Karen apparently followed Minnesota to LA. I know the Vikings failed on several fronts versus the Chargers in their Week 8 loss, but the butterfly effect can be real. Ask Ashton Kutcher. Either way, calling JJ McCarthy, because Carson left Vikes fans wincing all game last week. He was doing plenty of that himself, too, as he got beat up pretty good. 144 yards, only 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a 67 rate. It wasn't pretty.
Wentz fires too high, picked off.
McCarthy's 2 starts didn't wow many folks, only a couple of good quarters, but he's supposed to be the man. Maybe he improves an offense that only mustered 10 points, went 3 for 10 on third down, only made it past the Chargers 20 once.
3rd and 8.
Digging deep.
Right. And as he throws, that pass is incomplete, and it's a very rapid 3 and out.
That's under 23 points in 4 straight games, 5 of their last 6, so only over that mark twice this year. Unfortunately for McCarthy, even though it's late October, it ain't cold in the D right now. Despite lots of their DBs spending lots of time in the blue tent with Turk and JD, their defense is plenty warm, holding teams to 21 a game, balled out before the break versus Tampa Bay and a very hot Baker, holding them to 9 points, top 5 in takeaways for 2025.
End zone incomplete. And what a job by this Lions defense.
McCarthy getting in the tub with the Detroit secondary, holding quarterbacks to a respectable 90 rate and just 6.8 yards per attempt, despite having to dig deep to find healthy corners.
This time it's Nick Whiteside again, but they've all had their turns at making plays when they've had to.
In 2 games, McCarthy took 9 sacks. Wentz took 5 versus LA. Missing 3 starting O-linemen by the time the game ended. Left tackle Christian Darrisaw left hurt. Backup left tackle Justin Skule gave up 2 sacks in relief, has given up 6 overall, and he hasn't played full-time.
Wentz goes down at the 33-yard line. Rough night for Carson on every level.
So don't be surprised if Aiden Hutchinson lines up across from him a lot. Half a dozen QB takedowns, and he's getting help as Detroit has a healthy pressure rate. 23 sacks was 3rd most when they took their week off.
Backpedals, can't find anywhere to go except down. Sacked on the play.
The OG JJ, the only Vikes pass catcher with more than 26 receiving yards last week. Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson with that exact amount. Kid Dynamite, 74 yards. So Justin Jefferson with 70 plus in 6 straight now.
Wentz gets it away, caught up at the 32-yard line. Justin Jefferson.
Aaron Jones came back to toke it, but he never got it lit as he only ran 5 times. Jordan Mason only 4. The team only 11 rush attempts after getting down early. And the Lions also have fared well versus backs, keeping the position to 4 a run. Jack Campbell with a hefty 64 tackles through 7 games.
Baker Mayfield dealing with the crowd noise as Rashad White bends it back and gets 2.
Vikings defense with just as much to fix. Got off on the wrong foot with that Isaiah Rodgers call. All kind of went downhill from there. Gave up a season-high 37 points. Let LA convert 9 of 13 third down chances, 3 of 4 red zone chances.
Herbert rolling, looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught for the touchdown.
Secondary gave up 3 touchdowns to Justin Herbert. Not a ton of yards, but a rate over 120, over 9 yards per attempt allowed, 18 for 25 passing.
Going for it all, out in front, Holden!
They were already giving up a rate over 100 before that game, too, and now here comes Jared Goff. 4 100-plus rate games, 7-plus yards per attempt, 5 of 7 games, 15 touchdowns, just 3 INTs, a fat 8 yards per attempt, hit his week off with the highest rate in the NFL.
Goff over the middle, he's got St. Brown, and he's got a touchdown.
Detroit's O-face, aside from 17 and 13-point showings versus Green Bay and Kansas City, good for 24 to 52 in their other 5 games, 30 points per game for 2025, only a few have cracked 30, elite when they reach the red zone.
Spinning touchdown.
Goff has been a little susceptible to being reached at home in their most recent games. 4 sacks taken, 2 of their last 3. Left tackle Taylor Decker, a team-high 3.5 sacks allowed in his 5 games played.
That's a fumble.
Still, Goff hasn't faced a ton of pressure, has only taken 13 sacks total, so plenty of games with good pass protection. Vikings with 2 sacks of Herbert, Jonathan Grenard with 1. They at least hit him 8 times, 25 pass attempts.
Herbert dancing away, and he gets sacked from behind.
Purple secondary gave up 88 yards and a touchdown to Ladd McConkey last week, 77 and a TD to Aronde Gadsden. Now they have to try and slow Mr. Headstand. You'd think with people replicating it with farm crops and cakes, we'd see it more often. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 70 to 115 yards, 5 of 7 games, 6 to 9 catches the last 6 straight.
Here is wide open St. Brown. And another huge chunk play as Amon-Ra St. Brown is good for 24.
Not as many shots at Jamison thus far. Hey man, it's good to take breaks sometimes. 0 receptions last game, 0 to 9 yards in 2 of Williams' last 3. Under 45 yards, 5 of 7 games. But always a threat to break free for a big one, averaging 41 yards a game so far.
That's J-Mo with the 5, pinballing his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
Tight end Sam Laporta, second on the team at 48 yards per game.
Close to first down yardage, Laporta, and they're going to give it to him.
And of course, Jameer, 27 receiving yards per game, 75 per on the ground, has a couple of 90-plus rush yard games under his belt. Went for 136 before the break, plus 82 receiving yards, 6 Bob Ross jobs on the year.
There goes Gibbs. Foot race. Touchdown Lions.
His partner, David Montgomery, hitting at 50 yards per game, found the paint 4 times. Lots of puffy clouds and trees can be found there.
Dropped off for Montgomery.
This brings us to the last of the areas Minnesota has to fare better at. They gave up 117 yards on 5.1 a carry to Kamani Vidal. He scored on him too.
Make it a 7th rush and make it a touchdown.
Vikings trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to the Lions. They've taken 6 of the last 7. These two have a long history, 127 games played against each other. Not a single playoff meeting. Kind of remarkable. Do you remember who won the highest scoring game between the two in 1995?
It's over 70,000 fans and another national television audience were treated to a record-breaking offensive explosion, the likes of which had not been seen in Detroit in over a decade.
Backpedals on first down. He's got Berry out of the backfield, goes to the end zone for Perriman, and he's got it! Touchdown, Lions!
534 total yards, the 4th highest total in team history.
Oh, Johnny Morton! Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Lions!
With that, the Lions became the first team in 37 years to have 3 receivers and a running back with over 100 yards apiece in the same game.